combined solar panel and battery rebate could be worth up to $16,910. This video explains exactly how you can claim both of them. G'day everyone, Dan and Matt here from GI Energy. Today we're talking about the solar panel and battery rebate. Two separate rebates. The example we gave there before would be for a very large system for a home. That would be with a 50 kilowatt hour battery and just under 40 kilowatts of solar panels on the roof. So pretty big, but we are doing a few of those.
Yeah.
And we wanted to give you obviously the maximum amount. And then it fluctuates from there. Obviously with the smaller system, the smaller the rebate, the bigger the system, the bigger the rebate. We get asked quite a lot, can you claim both of them? The simple answer is almost always yes. So why don't we start by give us a rundown of the battery rebate, Matt, and how that works.
Yeah, so the battery subsidy has now been around for a little while, and it's been pretty popular.
Incredibly popular,
I would say.
Yeah.
So in its current form, the battery subsidy is tiered. So there was an adjustment made on the 1st of May, obviously, to the way that the subsidy works, to try and encourage more people and have a larger pool of money for more batteries to be installed. So it's paid per kilowatt hour, but as I said, it's tiered. So the first 14 kilowatt hours receive the full subsidy.
Yeah.
The next 14, so 14 to 28 kilowatt hours, receive 60%. And then anything above 28 kilowatt hours to 50 kilowatt hours is 15%. So those larger batteries now obviously have a tapered subsidy. So they'll receive a smaller rebate than they did on the original structure. But ultimately, if that's the right size battery for the home, still worth obviously taking advantage of the way that rebate is.
Definitely.
The rebate is only available for the first installation that's completed. So a large number of batteries installed in Australia are modular by design. So they can be increased later, but the subsidy only applies to the first installation. That could be for a battery. You might have an existing small battery pre-subsidy, so that could be added there. But a high percentage are new battery installations, which may or may not be with new panels if there's an existing system in place. But ultimately, yeah, it's been a bit of a ride, I suppose, since it started, in terms of how the industry's changed, and obviously a lot of new installers, new equipment to the market, and yeah, a few bumps in the road, I think, along the way. But certainly for the next couple of years, while that subsidy's in place, it's going to be a very popular thing.
Yeah, it makes the return on investment very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
A couple of things there also that are probably worth mentioning. Some rebates have been means tested, more specifically statewide rebates. This one isn't.
Yep.
And then lastly, it does get reduced again. So as it was introduced midway through 2025, we've seen 2 reductions already. And there will be one again at the end of the calendar year, and then again mid-year.
Yeah.
So it's reduced twice a year until it's completely extinguished in 2030, basically. Solar panels work a little bit differently than that. It's still based on the same overarching structure of STCs being claimable, meaning the panels on your roof generate a certificate called an STC, which is essentially a tradable commodity and has a value attached to it. As a homeowner, all you really need to know there again is the more panels you put on your roof, the more you can claim. You can do it more than once. So if you put panels on your roof when you upgrade later, unlike the battery rebate, you can claim again. It goes all the way up to 100 kilowatts. So once you go over a 100 kilowatt system, you're no longer eligible for those STCs. There's a different rebate there, which is an ongoing revenue stream for larger installs, which are called LGCs, but then you don't get the STCs. What have I missed there? Anything?
The only thing I was thinking there was, yes, you can get them on a future panel installation with a new inverter.
Yep.
So if you had an existing inverter, STC subsidy's already been claimed.
Yeah.
And then you came back to add another 10 panels 5 years later, that wouldn't generate the subsidy. It may also not work depending on the inverter and a few other things.
Yeah.
But purely for the subsidy, if you had a new inverter, which a lot of battery installations will potentially have a new inverter as well.
Yeah.
Again, depending on what's in place. So that's, yeah, I think that's the only one that popped into my mind. But ultimately, yeah, as you said, it's a great way to offset the outlay for a system to assist with an amazing payback. I think few people I know in the UK that work in the solar industry. The ROI is nowhere near what it is here, let alone in the US, where most are working on like a 15 to 20 year payback.
Yeah, wow.
So we're obviously very fortunate to have great weather overall, a great subsidy, and obviously some great installers as well that can obviously make this a solid ROI without trying to cut corners to get it somewhere it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about that all the time, don't we? You can really do it well here.
Yeah.
You don't need to look at budget panels necessarily, or budget batteries, or budget installers. You can do it really, really well and still get a fantastic ROI. We're going to put our battery guide in the link to this description, which is a downloadable resource if you're in the market for a solar battery. And if you've got any direct questions, feel free to get in touch, or just hit us up in the comments. We do our best to answer every single one of those. But if not, hopefully you've got some value from this video, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.